Hi guys, welcome to today's SetrocJC channel daily video. As usual, if you enjoy the content, please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below. Now strap yourselves in, let's get on with today's daily topic. Today's daily topic is going to be strange facts. That's it, I've been scouring the internet, I love a good fact and I've got some strange ones for you. So strap yourselves in and let's get on with some strange facts. In Tokyo, a bicycle is faster than a car for most trips of less than 50 minutes. I think that's the same with most cities nowadays, isn't it? Most cities are so overpopulated, overbuilt up, everyone's got a car. Most families have got a couple of cars now, haven't they? So everywhere there's blooming gridlock during rush hour and stuff, so I don't think that's really a surprising revelation to anyone, is it? Blooming bicycles. The only problem with bicycles is they're bloody annoying and they get in the way when you do get moving in a car, don't they? I flipping can't stand bicycles unless bicycles are in their flipping bicycle lane and sticking to the laws of the road like drivers have to. I ain't interested. Next fact. There are no clocks in Las Vegas gambling casinos. I've been to Vegas. I can't remember looking for a clock, to be honest. Everyone's got a clock on their bloody wrist, haven't they? Or on their mobile phone. They don't need to have a clock in there. I know why they do it, so you don't realise how long you've been there, but it's not like they should, unless they confiscate them on the way in. It's pointless not having a clock in there because everyone's got one with them anyway. Another Vegas fact, there is one slot machine in Las Vegas for every 8 inhabitants. Yeah, they're bloody everywhere, them slot machines in Vegas. Every casino you go in, there's bloody thousands of them. I wonder if they have any days in one casino where they're all actually being used. Because there seems to be a hell of a lot of them. And there's no skill involved, is there? It's the most pointless form of gambling there is. The odds of winning are pretty slim. The same with most things, isn't it? Roulette, they're all bloody pretty slim. But at least you can have a say in whether you win or lose on roulette and things like that, can't you? You can up the odds and lower the odds depending on what you bet on. But on the slot machine, it's all just trial or error. You just stand there pushing it like some madman, hoping to get lucky. You might as well buy a lot of flipping lottery tickets. Every day, 20 banks are robbed. The average take is $2,500. Every day 20 banks are robbed in the world. That's quite a good fact, isn't it? I wonder if some days it's 21 or some days it's 19. Of course it is. That must be the average, but that's a good fact, isn't it? If you are the security guard on the door of a bank, then surely that means that sooner or later you're going to get flipping robbed, isn't it? But I think most of them are probably in places that aren't as advanced as others, are they? I think in the UK now bank robbery is quite rare. I think nowadays it's more ram raiding, isn't it? Jewellery shops and things like that. Not that I'm an expert on crime or performing crime, but I think it's moved on a bit from the old Dirty Harry days where there seemed to be a bank robbery every flipping other day on that programme, didn't they? Next fact, tourists visiting Iceland should know that tipping at a restaurant is considered an insult. Doing that, I wish it was like that everywhere in the world. They should just pay them good wages and flipping get rid of it, because I never know how much to leave. And you always have that awkward moment, didn't you, when you're with a group of people, there's like 40 of you out for a meal, how much you're going to tip and all that rubbish. I hate flipping tipping. They should abolish it here as well. But what, so they get insulted? What if you leave them some money? So here, I'll have some money for your good service. Oh, I'm insulted. Oh, you can't please everybody. Give it here then, if you don't flipping want it. Next, one car out of every 230 made was stolen last year. That car, how old's that fact? I wouldn't have thought that's the case nowadays, is it? I assume these are worldwide facts, aren't they? I don't know anyone who's had their car stolen. I'm fortunate enough not to have mine stolen yet. Mind you, sometimes I wish someone would bloody steal it so I can claim the insurance money. Because some of them are flipping hard to get rid of at the best of times, aren't they? You end up going to them bloody websites, didn't you, where they buy any car, don't they? And you end up, so you go on there, you tell them what it's like, tell them where the scraps and scrapes are and all that sort of thing, and then you turn up at the flaming depot where you're going to sell it and they flipping knock you down, didn't they? They flipping got picking fault in it even more, saying, oh, you never told us it had a scratch there, or you never told us that wasn't working. And they flipping haggle you down when you've driven all the way there. They got you over a barrel, these flaming people, haven't they? Flipping con men, half of them. Next fact. When glass breaks, the cracks move faster than 3,000 miles per hour. I don't know what to do with that, really. I know when you break a glass, it's over before you blink, isn't it? So that's probably true. A lightning bolt generates temperatures 5 times hotter than those found at the sun's surface. Have they actually been to the sun's surface? I don't think they have they? I think they've been guessing when they say the sun's surface. And how do they measure the temperature? It's a bit easier to do, I suppose, isn't it? Measure the temperature of a lightning bolt, but how do they know it's 5 times hotter than the sun's surface when they haven't even been there? That's a guesstimate, isn't it? They love a good guesstimate, don't they, these flaming scientists? A violin contains about 70 separate pieces of wood. Some of them are made out of plastic now, aren't they, violins? All these up-and-coming ones you see on the X Factor and things like that, people playing the violin, Britain's Got Talent, they're all flaming made of metal and stuff now, aren't they, anyway? It is estimated that 4 million junk telephone calls, phone solicitations by personal program machines are made every day in the United States. I know, everyone knows that, don't they? Because everyone flaming gets them, these blimmin' telephone calls. You know when it's one of the flipping automated ones, don't you? Because you answer it, and you hear a flipping crackle and a pause, and then some voice comes on, the most computer-generated voice you've ever heard, isn't it? So it's no surprise when it is one of those. Just hang up. Just hang up or give the phone to your kids, that's what I do. Kids love talking to these people. The 2-foot-long bird called a kea that lives in New Zealand likes to eat the strips of rubber around car windows. What, that's its diet, is it? That's all it wants to eat? I like to eat a lot of stuff. I like to eat sirloin steak and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean I get it every day, does it? Likes to eat the strips of rubber. So what? How did they learn that? So before flipping cars were invented, was it doing it then as well? It going up to people going, you ain't got any strips of rubber, have you? Of course it wasn't. Most lipsticks contain fish scales. You know, the one for the ladies and some men, I suppose. Skepticisms is the longest word that alternate hands when typing. Is it? Skepticisms. One ragweed plant can release as many as 1 billion grains of pollen. Tell the bees. That's no good to a human being, is it? That bit of information. Tell the bees that one. It is illegal to drink beer out of a bucket while you're sitting on a curb in St. Louis. Out of a bucket? Who drinks beer out of a bucket anyway? A metal bucket or a plastic bucket? How big's the bucket? Not that it matters. Why would you be sat on a curb in St. Louis drinking beer anyway? Out of a bucket? Unless you're some sort of alcoholic or homeless person. Now, I know this one. Most people know. No piece of square, dry paper can be folded more than 7 times in half. That's a fact, isn't it? I've seen people trying to do it. I haven't tried to do it. I've got better things to do with my time. But I've seen other people try to do it. And I know that's the case. It gets too thick, doesn't it? Over 2,500 left-handed people a year are killed from using products made for right-handed people. Like what? Like chainsaws? What sort of products are killing these left-handed people? I'm not a big fan of left-handed people. I think it looks weird, doesn't it, when you're seeing them write and stuff, and they smudge a lot, and it makes it look awkward. But what are they using? Them in chainsaws, flipping edge trimmers. What other things are dangerous left-handed people that right-handed people use? The average lifespan of a Major League Baseball is 5 to 7 pitches. Flipping heck, they want to make them a bit more durable, don't they? They must cost them a fortune. I bet they're not cheap either, them baseballs. I've been to a baseball match and I went to America. It's awesome. That's an experience for you. It goes on for bloody hours. Therefore, I think it's 9 innings each or something like that. But there's a good bit of entertainment. So because it goes on for so long, people are getting up, people are getting their flipping corn dogs and their hot dogs and all that. They just come and go as they please. Whereas in England, the match is over an hour and a half game of football or whatever on the normal game, so everyone has to wait till half time. You'll go to the toilet and it's always bloody rammed and stuff. So everyone's a flipping half time comes, everyone has to get up early to miss the flaming queues in a football match in England. You don't get that problem in the baseball games, it goes on for hours. Same with American football, isn't it? You love a good game, good long game in America, don't you? High scores, long game. Don't get that in England, I can guarantee you that. People want to know when it's going to finish. People need to know. They need to get on the train and stuff. But 5 to 7 pitches, that's ridiculous, isn't it? What happens to it after that? They have to scrap it. The only 15-letter word that can be spelt without repeating a letter is uncopyrightable. What's the world coming to when you go, that's a fact in the world? The longest recorded flight of a chicken is 13 seconds. Yeah, longest recorded. I bet if you were chasing it with a flaming carving knife and a knife and fork, I bet it could do better than that, couldn't it? If it had a life or death situation, I bet that chicken could flipping fly for more than 13 seconds. They saw the old Colonel from KFC coming round the corner, I bet they'd be bloody off for miles then. Cat urine glows under a black light. Who found that out? All I know is that the flaming cats love my flaming garden to do a flipping piss in. It's like a litter tray, my garden. They love a bit of fresh soil, don't they, cats? The electric chair was invented by a dentist. Obviously a bald dentist. What's he doing? Imagine that. How flipping twisted your mind have to be to flipping think of building a chair to electrocute people. That's not a good way to go, is it? Of all the ways to kill someone, sitting on an electric chair and getting fried is not the one that you want to flipping vouch for, is it? Wonder what happened to him. I wouldn't want to get in his dentist chair, but he's a flipping masochist. A hedgehog's heart beats 300 times a minute on average. Woo, whoopee-doo. Camels have 3 eyelids to protect themselves from blowing sand. Camels have 3 eyelids. That's because of the sand. There's a bit blurry, isn't it, in the old desert? Well, I bet they still... So, I mean, they still don't get flipping sand in their eyes. Imagine that being a camel. You can't actually... They haven't got no opposable thumbs or fingers, have they? So if you get something stuck in your eye in the flipping desert, if you're a camel, what are you supposed to do? They could go blind, couldn't they? Human teeth are almost as hard as rocks. That's handy, isn't it? Who chews rocks, anyway? Mind you, there's people that eat bikes. I remember when I was growing up, I saw on the, I think it was a Guinness Book of Records on the programme. There's people on there eating bikes and stuff like that. Metal. They're just chewing it and eating it. How the hell do you get over that? Ancient Egyptians slept on pillows made of stone. I know how they feel. I've been to a few flipping hotels where the pillows are made of stone, I reckon. That's the flipping worst thing when you go to a hotel, isn't it? It's all about the bed and the flaming pillows, isn't it, when you go to a hotel? It's nothing worse than a rock-hard bed and flaming rock-hard pillows when you flipping go somewhere. The Mona Lisa has no eyebrows. It was the fashion in Renaissance France to shave them off. People must have looked weird with no eyebrows, isn't it? Nowadays people draw them on with a flipping stick, don't they, with the old makeup. The old mascara or whatever it's called, they've been draw them on like they've been doing a painting or something like that. It's also in ancient Egypt they used to get rid of their eyebrows, didn't they? Whenever a cat died or one of their pets, they used to shave off their eyebrows in ancient Egypt. They couldn't wait to lop them off, any excuse in Egypt. And today's final fact: a cockroach can live several weeks with its head cut off until it dies from starvation. It's not properly alive though, is it? It's just running around. Cockroaches can survive anything, can they? Nuclear bombs, all sorts. Wish we had that sort of staying power. Hope you enjoyed this content, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below. I'll catch you in the next video.